My name's Padre Nahachewsky. I'm a chaplain for the North Saskatchewan Regiment since 2014. I have had a lot of good goes in the military. I have done 2 deployments. One was a short one, training chaplains in Ukraine, and one was Op Unifier in Ukraine for 7 months. Beginning of COVID happened at the end of my deployment. Lots of good goes, and I got another one right now, is being a virtual chaplain, contingent chaplain for the Nijmegen Team 2021. So, what I want to tell you about is why am I not in uniform doing this virtual video. So this is how it goes. This year I was training with our team, Nijmegen team, and at the same time I was training for a long distance bike ride. I'm talking 2,000 kilometers. And of course you know that it takes a lot of hours to train for Nijmegen. It also takes a lot of hours to train for a long distance bike ride. So what happened is I started to cheat on my personal training. I was still doing the group stuff, and then when it came to 2 days in a row, 20 kilometers, because I cheated and because my feet were soft, I ended up with big blisters, and I withdrew from the team so that I wouldn't jeopardize my bike ride. I trained for another solid month for my bike ride, and on day 1 of my trip, I got an email and a phone call that said, from the CO and from the RSM saying, hey, read your emails. There's one from the contingent Nijmegen commander saying, would you be the contingent chaplain? So lots of weird dynamics. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, most of the time with no Wi-Fi, most of the time with no cell coverage. I'm trying to bike 100 or more kilometers every day on gravel roads, and I'm supposed to come up with a blessing, an opening prayer, and a message to you. So I'm going to do it here in northern Saskatchewan, try to edit something together, and that's what I'm going to do. This was number 1.
So good morning. So for this little episode, I'm going to share with you a spiritual dimension and a blessing. So just the same way that we are all physical beings, we are all emotional beings, we have familial ties, we also have a spiritual dimension. And our spiritual dimension can come in many forms. You might want to ask yourself, what do you value? What do you have faith in? What people do you have faith in? Do you have faith in the environment? Do you have faith in the creation? It's our interconnectedness. How do we value one another? How do we value ourselves? So using this spiritual concept, some of us use ritual, some of us use religion to be able to do that. So I am a Ukrainian Catholic priest, which is a Byzantine Christian, and I'm going to do 2 symbolic rituals right now. One is I'm going to take some tobacco and I'm going to bury it in the earth. I'm going to offer that because I'm in North Saskatchewan right now, and this is clearly the land of the First Nations people, and I'm going to offer that to the Creator in thanksgiving of the greatness that He has given us. And then secondly, I'm going to take some water. Of course, water being the source of life, the goodness of life. Without water, we could not be alive. Without water, you could not continue your 4-day Nijmegen journey. So blessing water, I'm blessing my shoes and my socks. Now, my shoes and socks are going to be very different than what you're going to wear for Nijmegen. So I'm doing 110K today on my bike, and I'm going to wear footwear. I'm talking about your footwear right now. I'm talking about your 10-year-old pair of boots that is just the best that you've rocked for years and years and years, or a newly acquired pair of boots that you just broke in and they're just the perfect pair of boots. I'm talking about the insoles, I'm talking about the soles, I'm talking about the laces, I'm talking about the underwear socks and the overwear socks. I'm talking about the moleskin that you might need for blisters, all of that stuff is going to be symbolically present as I bless my shoes and socks with water. Ritual number 1. I have 3 cigarettes and I offer them. And secondly, my shoes and my socks. I bless these shoes and socks so that they protect my feet and take me where I want to go. And finally, just in the grandeur of this place, this beautiful river, these rocks, these trees, this sky, this sun, just to, in your own way, whatever is your tradition, to either pray or meditate or observe or be thankful or whatever it is you do to express your own spirituality, take a moment now. Okay, this is the third section and last section of this inspirational video. Pre-tour Nijmegen, virtual 2021. What might you need a chaplain for during this tour? Well, I come up with 3 plausible answers. First one, morale and support. Well, it's very unlikely that somebody's marriage is going to break up in the next 4 days. Unlikely that your mother will be going for major emergency surgery. You're probably not going to have a baby, and you're not going to discover financial crisis. Okay, so what is likely? Likely is you or someone on your team is going to end up with some kind of medical issues. And then that's going to cause emotional distress, and then that's going to trigger reoccurring internal issues that you've never really dealt with your whole life. You see, a 4x40 is a microcosm of life, or a 4x40 is a microcosm of your marriage or your military career or anything else, your post-secondary education. Okay, all those things, what they have in common is you. You carry the same things into this Nijmegen trip as you carried into all those other events of your life. So the emotions that you're going to experience are, and I'll give an example, blame. So let's say you lost a great job, and the reason why? Because your boss was a jerk, obvious. Okay, let's say your first marriage breaks up. Well, it's clear your spouse was a jerk. Okay, let's say post-secondary, you failed out of your university degree. Well, it's obvious your professors were jerks. Or something might happen and Nijmegen, it's gonna fall through for you. It won't happen, it won't complete, even though you trained and you started. So, who are you gonna blame? Maybe the chaplain's a jerk. Okay, you get the point. There are a whole bunch of other issues that can come up just like blame. Anger, intolerance of incompetence, excessive competitiveness, fear of disappointing others, and you make your own list. Stuff will emerge during Nijmegen, and it might be good to have someone to talk to, and that's what chaplains are for. But since this is virtual, and I'm only a virtual chaplain, you won't be talking to me. In an extreme case, the chain of command is going to be able to link you with the chaplain if that's required. Okay, brings me to the second point. Why do you need a chaplain for a Nijmegen tour? Well, chaplains are really good at helping you discover your own support systems and also referring you to additional support systems. So right now, there's only one piece of advice I'm going to give you, is that your team is full of experience and full of wisdom. Lean on your team. Lean on your fellow marchers. They will be able to do all kinds of things, including improve your morale, give you suggestions on how to put on moleskin, and a million other things. Maybe even share a chocolate bar. Okay, number 3. The third reason why you might want a chaplain on a Nijmegen tour. And that is to connect the walking with history. So I was really privileged to climb the stairs at Vimy. I touched the giant carvings. I read the names, not all of them. I walked among the headstones. I saw the scars of war on the landscape. Why? To remember Canada's contribution to peace. Why? To understand that yesterday's fallen soldiers, today's veterans, and today's current members are golden. You are golden. One last story from my bike ride. The Saskatchewan provincial flower is a tiger lily. And on my day 3, I saw thousands and thousands of tiger lilies in the ditch. And I took a picture of one for my wife. And then I had a whole series of associations. One lily, one field of lilies, one poppy, one field of poppies. I wish for you a strong and healthy association. The thoughts that you think, connect them to the reasons for the Nijmegen tour. I wish for you success in this virtual Vimy 2021, and I wish you success in the macrocosm of your life. Bon voyage. Just me, Chaplain Ivan.